Hello, my ancient Egyptian kings and queens. Today's essential question is, what was the writing system of ancient Egypt? Please pause your video and copy the essential question across the top of your notebook neatly. Please draw your vertical line for your notes, and remember in the corner to draw these two boxes. Remember, the first box will be for your educated percent score. In the second box, I will tell you later what it's for. Yesterday, we learned about the pyramids of ancient Egypt. Do you remember during what time period were the pyramids built? That's right, they were built in the Old Kingdom. Remember that pharaohs stopped using pyramids after the Old Kingdom because they realized that they were just too easy to steal from. They were like giant towers filled with gold, just screaming, "Hey, there's treasure here, rob me." And so when they actually started to get robbed, then they stopped building pyramids. Today, we'll talk about the way that Egyptians were able to keep records of their money, their gold, and all the other important records that they had to keep. The Egyptian system of writing was known as hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics were recorded using river reeds dipped in ink and written on papyrus. Papyrus is the paper that Egyptians invented. They were made from the papyrus plant. There was a special process for soaking this plant and turning it from this into this. Papyrus was the first time in history that any people used paper-like material instead of tablets. Please pause your video and copy your central ideas, hieroglyphics and papyrus. Hieroglyphics was the name of the writing system. It was made from symbols and pictures of animals. So if you see any writing with animal pictures in it, then you need to connect that with Egypt. Each hieroglyph represented a sound or a word. So it's not like our alphabet where one letter represents one sound. There might be a whole word or idea in one symbol. Papyrus was their paper, and it was made from the papyrus plant. Please pause your video if you need more time. Here's an example of what you might have used hieroglyphics for. This is a receipt from a person selling a donkey to another person. It's crazy that things we still do today, like make receipts, Egyptians also did using papyrus. Here's a page from the Book of the Dead, which we remember from last week, is what outlined the journey to the afterlife through the underworld. So here's Anubis, the god of mummification, Osiris, the god of the underworld. Remember the scale that would weigh your heart. This we still have copies of on papyrus, and so it's obvious that we still have artifacts left over today made out of papyrus. But hieroglyphics were not just written on papyrus. They were also written on sarcophagi, which were the coffins, or inside tombs, because it was important to write on these sacred items to praise the gods and protect the souls of the dead. Of course, scribes also used hieroglyphics to keep government records for the pharaoh and to keep track of the crops that farmers paid in taxes. But for hundreds of years, historians did not know how to read hieroglyphics. It was a giant code of symbols and pictures. They had no idea how to crack the code. But that all changed with the discovery of an artifact called the Rosetta Stone. When you look at this stone, how many sections do you see? See 1, 2, and 3. If you were thinking 3 sections, you're right. The Rosetta Stone had 3 different sections with 3 different languages. The first section was written in hieroglyphics. The second was written in demotics, which was another Egyptian alphabet, kind of like writing in cursive. It was meant to be fancy and formal. And the last one was written in Greek. Now, the Rosetta Stone was discovered in 1799 AD. That was about a little more than 200 years ago from now. So this was much more recent that historians found the Rosetta Stone. At that time, they did not know how to read these Egyptian languages, but they did know how to read Greek. So what do you think they did? They used the Greek to decode the hieroglyphics. It's only because of the Rosetta Stone and because they were able to crack the code that we know so much about Egyptian culture now. So we're going to skip this video, sorry guys, because it just does not work well and you cannot hear it. So forgive me. This was just going to review what the importance was of the Rosetta Stone. So instead, I want you to tell me. Please answer these questions about the Rosetta Stone. All right, go ahead and copy your most important detail, which was that the Rosetta Stone helped decode hieroglyphics. Let's compare hieroglyphics and Mesopotamian cuneiform. Remember that hieroglyphics look like pictures of animals, but I remember that cuneiform from Mesopotamia looks like triangles and sticks. See if you can identify these pictures of writing systems. Start with this one. Is this cuneiform or hieroglyphics? Awesome. If you said cuneiform, you are exactly right, and you see here the triangles and sticks. You might also hear it described as wedge-shaped. How about this one? Yep, I hope you said hieroglyphics because I see pictures of animals here. Oh yeah, and I see a familiar symbol, the Ankh. Remember this symbol for life or eternal life. How about this one? Very good. Triangles and sticks. And this one. Okay. At the end of this video, you're going to write your EduCanon score percent right here. And this other box is going to be for practice when we summarize and talk as a class. Every time you have an at-bat, you will put 1 point. If you correctly answer, you're going to put 2 points. This will be part of your notebook grade from now on. Okay, let's move into practice under the supervision and watchful protection of the gods. Good luck.